Hello, Amandine here. Welcome to your podcast, Rewrite Your Life, the place to be for sensitive and creative souls, and for you if you wish to redesign your life on your own terms, simply with a notebook, a pen, and your full presence here and now. I'm Amandine, your emotion and writing coach, to help you release your emotions related to self expression and to co create with them everything you secretly dream of creating, writing, or sharing in your relationships, in your communications, on your social networks, in your marketing, and if you want to write your own book. I'm speaking to you today if you have this special feeling that you are starting a second life, that you have had an important realization recently. If these realizations make you see your life and the world differently, if you've discovered parts of yourself that you have ignored, places both beautiful and vulnerable that you have hidden, if you are in search of yourself, in search of knowing yourself better in order to be happier, if you have more and more need for meaning and also a need to transmit a message, maybe if you have a life drive inside that wants to express itself. Basically, if you want to get out of anxiety, insecurity, stagnation, or frustration, in short, if you want to exist, you are in the right place in this episode to live a new creative experience together, to transform your emotions, your wounds, and your trauma into creativity and opportunity. Yes, in this episode, we're gonna talk about the burden and the opportunities of your traumas and, deep emotions, big or small, to boost your creativity. Because everything I just listed, anxiety, insecurity, stagnation, or frustration, these feelings of being isolated, disconnected, are automatic trauma response, actually, to events from the past, which have not passed, which have remained stuck in your body and in your brain. So this episode follows my coming out post on Facebook, where I did not reveal my sexuality but my sexual trauma, and where I shared my experience of emotional liberation of 35 years of trauma and therefore 35 years of emotions that I released from my body and that I was able to express publicly to my friends and family. I will talk to you again today about this release and its incredible consequences in my life at all levels since, because I think that everyone must know how to evacuate emotion so you are no longer imprisoned in your body or create illnesses like the one that killed my sister a few months ago. And this episode today also follows a magic coffee that I had with my friend Dolly here in Bangkok last Saturday. So Dolly is a conscious artist and art therapist with whom I'm creating the vulnerability projects to speak freely about our vulnerabilities, trauma, wound conditionings, and emotions, but to transform them together into creativity and authenticity in our projects and relationships by overcoming our fears that we all have of displeasing, of being criticized, judged, rejected, and loved. And this is what we'll do in this episode too. So quickly, what happened in this cafe with Dolly in a very spontaneous way and with a lot of love opened my eyes even more to this need to share and express our emotions more freely in order to stay healthy. So actually, what happened is that within minutes, just after we met, Dolly spontaneously confided in me about a trauma that she had held inside her for a long time, that she had never really expressed since she was ashamed of it. She was ashamed of having had this trauma. And at that moment, I took her hand and something magical happened. Dolly felt safe. She felt my love, she said. And she let the memories come back. And instead of collapsing, she began to express not the details of the trauma, but the urge to create with me a project to allow women to express their trauma and conditioning, to then transform them into creativity through art, which Dolly practices, and writing, which I teach. Honestly, my friend, I still have tears in my eyes and my heart's very happy right now when I'm sharing this moment with you. And I'm gonna take the time to tell you about Dolly and our project in the next podcast next week. But in the meanwhile, tell me what you think about our vulnerability project, this safe and creative space to release our trauma and to transform them into creativity, art, writing, and more. Tell me what you think under this audio, okay? I will now return to this significant emotional and trauma release that I recently shared on Facebook in order to share with you a practice, a short practice in this podcast to free yourself too at your own pace from home in complete safety and creativity. Okay, so for those who have not read my post, I experienced a significant emotional release, a release of an emotional charge that I kept in my body for 35 years. And I want here to testify to the great serenity that I have felt since. I want to testify here of this new energy that I now have at my disposal since blocked emotions or blocked energy, right? So it gives me a new room for creativity. And I would like to point out that I kept this trauma and these strong emotions deep inside me for 3 decades because I was scared. I wasn't conscious, but I was scared. I was afraid that my family and my friends would reject me, would judge me, and that in reality, since I evacuated this burden, so heavy for me, since I released and expressed these emotions which paralyzed me since I was a little girl, I am more and more respected for who I am by my friends and my family. This is what is not rational with emotions. And I'm sure you can relate to that, right? All my life, I told myself that releasing these emotions would hurt my relationships, that it was therefore dangerous for my life balance. And it turned out to be a family questioning, a very healthy family questioning, and an unexpected energy regeneration that allowed me, just after the release, 2 weeks after the release, to boost my creativity as ever. And I even found the courage 2 weeks after the release to publish my first book that I wrote last year, right? So I found the courage to publish my book and to reveal myself even more, to love myself even more, to then attract people who now wants to work with me, collaborate with me, people who are inspired by my story, who also want to testify, to express themselves. And honestly, my friend, I also have observed that those who free themselves from their emotions and their trauma enjoy life more. They complain less and they enjoy more. So together in this podcast, I want to guide you to find your courage to free yourself, to express yourself, to open up and talk about what is not normally said, what is normally untold. Okay? I'll guide you to say it, if only in your notebook, in complete safety. Together in this podcast, I invite you to find inner security first, which is the first step of emotional intelligence, as you may know. Together, let's become more emotionally mature. Let's trust our emotions, their messages. Let's trust our intuitions in our body. Let's trust our body that knows what is good for you. Before starting, I want to clarify that if there is a trauma or a wound that doesn't go away over time, if there is an emotion that comes back every time, there is an emotional knot, a retention of energy, and therefore a potential energy resource inside you, but which is blocked. That's why if you release your energy from the blocked energy from your emotion, remember that emotion is energy in motion, is supposed to be in motion. So if it's blocked, you block the energy in it. So if you release the energy from your emotions, you will have more energy available to create a new life, a new reality in your relationships and your projects. Okay? So in a way, emotional release is a beautiful adventure from protection, survival, to liberation and right action to move forward. So let's start the exercise, if you don't mind. It's called From Survival to Creativity, and it's inspired by the incredible work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. So prepare your notebook, your pen, and ground your feet well on the floor right now. And adjust your posture so that it's comfortable and pleasant for you. And adjust your posture also to feel the energy circulate well in your body, to feel well where it circulates and where it's blocked. Ground your feet to the ground and adjust your sitting as well to feel the energies rise from your feet to the hips. And then from the hips to your heart. Open your chest and your shoulders to feel where the energies are circulating and where they are blocked in your chest, without judging. Just amplify your inhale and exhale to feel where your breathing is fluid or difficult. Then raise your attention to your throat, face and head to feel how your upper body feels, where it's relaxed or contracted. Stay in your body and therefore in the present for a moment get out of your head and your thoughts for a moment. To let your intuition and your creativity develop during the time of this exercise. And when you are ready, slowly open your notebook and answer these questions without thinking. The first question is, what pain or contractions or tensions do you feel right now in your body? Don't think, just put some words, drop some words about where do you feel pains, contraction and tension, and a few words about how you can describe these contractions. A few words about your tensions and a few words about your emotional charge and your level of stress. A few words. Where do you feel tensions, emotional charge, and stress in your body? Just observe and write. Stay in your body, breathe in your body, and write with your body. And now you'll ask your intuition without thinking, what do you repress? What emotions do you find difficult to express? What emotions do you repress and find it difficult to express? A few words without thinking. Then, what is not consistent between how you feel inside right now and who you are in the world? A few words about what is inconsistent between how you feel inside and who you are in the world. And then a few words about what is blocking you in your life today. What is your main block in your life right now? Then maybe you're a visual person and you can visualize an image of your main block. So what is the image you may see? Maybe you see an inner prison, something else. What do you see that can make this process, emotional release process, easier for you? What is the image of your block, the main block of your life? Breath, visualize, and write it down. And now before we move forward to the second step of this exercise, I invite you to, without judgment, put a word about how do you feel regarding to this block. Do you feel rather victim or responsible? Don't judge yourself. Maybe you feel like a victim because it's caused by someone else, or maybe you have worked on yourself and you feel like not guilty but responsible that your body have created these emotions and your body is now able to release the emotions. Okay, so do you feel rather like a victim or responsible? If it's okay for you to answer these questions. And now you can maybe, if you are ready, take a decision to get out of your inner prison, to get out of these difficult emotions, right? So what is your decision? Do you want to get out of your inner prison or this block? Or maybe this is not the right moment, right? Just take a decision with yourself in your notebook. Okay, be gentle and let your pen and intuition flow. Take a commitment and decision with yourself. So that was the first step of this practice. That is the awareness of your survival mode. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza say, you have just put some words on your survival mode. You can of course do this exercise again, and if you're ready, we can move to the second step, which is from survival mode to creative mode. We cannot create if we are in a survival mode, according to the neuroscience. So second stage, to move from survival mode from the inner prison to creativity, we'll start with raising our vibration. You can obviously think about something positive, joyful, something loving, and you can also raise your vibration with your breath. So I invite you to inhale the more deeply possible. Inhale to let the light, the love in, the creativity, the new, and release without making any effort. You expand, you exhale, and you release everything at the exhale. Expand the inhale and release everything in the exhale until you feel your vibe raising, until you feel your life drive somewhere in your body. Raise your vibe, expand your inhale, release your energy back as in the exhale, and feel in your body where is your life drive. You can put in your notebook where is your life drive and what is it, what do you visualize. For me, it's a ball of fire in my hips. So what and where is your life drive in your body right now? Expand your breathing, scan your body, where is your life drive and what's his name. Put some words about your life drive and put some words also about the energy that blocks this life drive. You feel the life drive, you feel the fire, and you also feel tensions around this fire. So put some words on that, observe, and trust your intuition on the process of unloaded this blocked energy. This energy that blocked your life drive. So the process of unloaded your emotions and blocked energy is the process of talking to your emotion to let them go through breathing and writing. So I invite you to keep breathing and to ask to your blocked emotions, this blocked energy, what is your name? Okay? You have named your life force, your life drive, and now you want to name your blocked emotions and your blocked energy. For me, I call my blocked energy the little mouse. It's the little version of me. When I connect to this emotion, I feel small. So what is the name of your blocked emotions and energies? This is the first question. What's your name? Okay? And then you can ask your blocked energy and emotions, why are you here? What's your message? Okay? Why are you here? What do you expect from me? So those questions help you to find the role of your emotions. If you have emotions, there is a good reason for it. So your emotions have a role. So put some words on the role of your emotions right now. Those emotions that are blocking you in your life. What are their roles today? And ask them, what is your new roles? What is the new roles I can give you? Okay? This is emotional transformation. You understand why your emotions are here, and you give them a new role that will unlock creativity. You shift the script of your emotions roles. What is the new role you want to give to your emotions that are blocking you? Now, I'm gonna guide you for this liberation and transformation into creativity. And we'll start with your definition of creativity. What is your definition of creativity? A few words. And according to your definition of creativity, ask your notebook and your intuition, how do you want to use your creativity to soothe and transform your emotions? What's your definition? And how do you want to use this definition to soothe and transform your emotions? And the last question, take your time now to put some words on what is your creative intention after this exercise. What is your intention to express your creativity in your real life after this exercise? Take your time here. And setting an intention of what you want to create will bring you clarity to direct the change in your emotional state. Setting this creative intention will help you to let in the genius that is in you, but that is blocked. So put some words on your creative intention, and now I'm gonna guide you to complete your emotional release with some visualization. Okay, so I invite you to breathe very, very deeply now and imagine a beautiful, cleansing, energetic waterfall that washes away your blocked emotions. And this beautiful, cleansing waterfall is releasing new energy that you can use to create. Breathe deeply and feel now this reconnection to your body and to others. This reconnection to the world and to the nature around you. Feel this reconnection with yourself after you have released your emotions. There is a new space for you to create. Breathe deeply and visualize that you are coming out of your box, of your hole, that you drop the protection around your heart. You drop your protection around the parts of your body that are still a little bit tense. And the more you relax those tensions, the more you create more space to create the new in your life. Breathe deeply in and visualize this new birth, this new life, this new connection to life, to the world, and to your mission. Breathe and visualize your life drive rising within you. You can do again this exercise and you can read back your notebook as often as you wish to continue transforming your emotions into creativity. Do this exercise again. Read your notebook again to recycle even more the energy of your emotions, to let this new released emotion, this new released energy spread. Do this exercise again. Reread your notebook to let your intuition enter, to express your unconscious mind and creative part in your notebook according to what vibrates in your body, without especially following what society wants from you. Congratulations, my friend. You can slowly come back to yourself, bringing with you your new vision of yourself and your life. Congratulations, because you have understood that your difficult emotions are in fact emotions from the past that you had to repress because you didn't have the way to express them, right? You have also understood that understanding what you have repressed is a first step, and that then you can find your life drive and your energy blocked in your emotions by evacuating them out of your body, as in particular through breathing and movement. So we use breathing in this audio, but you can also do this exercise on your yoga mat or in the park, just walking in the park with your earphones and your notebook. And congratulations also, because you have also transformed your emotions and into vulnerability and into authenticity and usefulness for others, right? And if you want to go further, I have another podcast which is called Guided Meditation to Transform Vulnerability into Authenticity. So I'm gonna put the link of this very complimentary podcast below this one. And congratulations, because you have just experienced that when you relax your body, you relax your emotions, and when you relax your emotions, you also relax your thoughts, and therefore you get more clarity, coherence, and meaning in your life, right? So if you want to do this exercise for me, you can also book a free call with me. Below this audio there is a Calendly link. You click on it and you can book a free session on Zoom with me. We can meet and do that together, and you can also talk with me about your emotional blocks and your creativity block. If you have a message to spread in your relationship communications or online, or if you want to write your own book, or if you want to create a more conscious marketing or copywriting or storytelling, we can talk about that, right? And the last thing I want to share with you is that you can also discover below this audio the first pages of my first book, From Wounded to Empowered, which is my story in Thailand with intuitive writing, but also a guide to transform your emotions into purpose. You can discover it in audio or in PDF. And I really, really want to thank you for joining me in this episode, of course, and to do this exercise with me, to share it if you know other people that can benefit from this emotional release and creativity recovery experience. And I want to thank you also for your feedbacks, the feedback you send me about this podcast, but also about my work and my book in general. I'm very thankful for that. And I wish you a very nice week, and I see you for the next podcast of Rewrite Your Life next week. I see you there, and I